Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical, and welcome back to episode 17 of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. I think it's episode 17. So, last episode we were working on this building here, and I've gotten a lot more done, as you can see. So let's take a minute to go over what we've done, and then I want to show you guys some stuff over at the island, because I finished up a lot of work there. So, I went in and added in all of these flower pots, just kind of the random flowers in case I need these dyes. Might as well have them here. And it fills the area quite nicely. I didn't want to have anything else down here, so I think this is pretty good. I added in the brick border around the bottom here and some shrubbery along the outside, and I extended this road all the way down to the back of our building, as well as changing this road. I liked the dirt path that we had going here, but I didn't feel like it made a whole lot of sense for like the high-end side of the town. So I kind of extended this out, and then I had it break up a little bit more as you approached the stalls, because I feel like people walking, off the path, it might mess it up, get a little bit of dirt on the road and stuff. And then I added in this staircase, which I think is a nice placement for it, and I built this building. Nothing too fancy. You can't go inside of it or anything. It's not furnished. It's actually, there's no door. It's entirely cosmetic. But this is where the wool and carpet are going to be. So free wool. We've got all the different colors of wool and all the different colors of carpet stacked up throughout here. Originally, as I had mentioned, I was going to do all of the items in shulker boxes, but I quickly realized that meant that I had to actually have places to put 16 shulker boxes for each type of item, and that quickly it became clear that was not feasible in the amount of space that we have. So instead I just went with something like that, and I've got all of our other items in here, and we'll put those somewhere eventually. But I think that's all we've done here for now. I've got the one little building in the back to build. I've framed it out actually a little bit, as you can see here. Kind of extended it out this way a touch and got it hanging off the back here a little bit. I also threw down some paintings in here to fill this space. I think I talked about doing that last episode, and I went through and did all of that. But I think that's everything I did here. I want to take you guys over to the island now, because the island is not finished. The underside of the island has a bit of work to do, but we are to a point where nothing else that happens there is worth showing in a video. I may do it on some streams and stuff, not sure. But as far as the video side of things goes, I'm comfortable calling this project done, finito, finished. We can move on. And I want to take you guys over here real quick. I just love flying through the nether through this little area. It's so fun. The nether is such a cool place now. But, obviously we still have to work on the nether base, so we'll be over here some. But, if we go through here... Oh, goodness. Okay, so that was a mistake. Let's go back up. I got the top side of the island done. So I mentioned last episode, I think, that I want to do a sunflower plains as the final biome there. And I went through and did that. And I pretty much just filled the rest of the space on the island with grass and flowers. Nothing crazy. Basically just covered the whole thing in foliage. Which, honestly, this is like really low effort, but it looks really cool. Having this many different flowers covering the area, it looks like I don't know. It looks kind of like a flower forest to an extent, but not really. I don't know. I actually really, really like it, even though it's like clearly low effort, and I was just trying to get through and fill this area. I also built the other bee up over here, and down below, if we head to the proper entrance now, because I've removed the other one, I was able to clear out all of our things. So all of our items are out of here now. I cleaned up the extra pit that was over by the villagers. I got all the stone boxes out of the ceiling. I cleaned up all the holes that we had around and all that stuff. I added in this stone wall over here. And I've started filling in some of the ceiling and stuff too. But again, I'm not going to be coming here much anymore. Like, pretty much this base acts as an entrance to the gold farm, essentially, to get up there. So not too much going on here anymore. So I'm pretty happy to call this project ready to move on from my point, you know. But that is that. That is it. I think that is you guys caught up. What we're going to be working on today is getting a lot more work done over at the harbor, trying to get that building finished up. Hopefully we can actually finish that in today's episode. And then possibly, but not guaranteed, either changing this to match the new color palette or laying out our city that we're going to do near spawn where the castle is. One of those two things. But I'm going to cut here and go work on something for a little bit, and then once I figured out what we're doing, we will come back in and work on whatever that is. Alright, so we have gotten quite a bit done on this guy. We got the first floor all set. It's not furnished quite yet, but the actual building itself is in place. If we fly out, fly out a little bit, we'll do a little fly around of the building. I went with a stone. For the most part, it's stone. There's a lot of end stone mixed in as well, because I think it looks pretty cool. So I mixed a lot of that in too. And then I think when we get to the top, there will be a stone brick border that goes around. And then this side's going to have a roof immediately. So there'll be another one of these brick roofs right here. But this side is going to go up one more story. And I think it'll probably be wood for the third story. So it'll fade through a few different colors, but we will see how that looks when we get there. There's a floating stair here. Look at that. Magical. Oh, and it despawned right when I tried to get it. Oh, rip. But that is going to take me a bit to get done. I've got to add this roof in. That should be pretty easy, but getting this other building in is going to be a whole thing. As far as furnishing goes, I don't think this building up here, maybe you will be able to get to it. I'm not sure. I kind of thought it would be cool if you walked up into like the attic space of this roof, and then through the roof you had access to like this other section of the building. Because I still have to add the stairs that come up behind the counter. I think I'm going to do the counter over here. And then we'll have a bunch of shelves and stuff along the walls that have like all of the items available for sale and stuff. So that should be pretty cool. But we're close to being done with this project. We don't have too terribly much to go. I think I can probably... I'm not going to be able to get it done this episode, but I'm probably going to finish it off between episodes, and the next episode we'll come back and I'll show you guys what all we've done. Because we have some other stuff to work on today, and I don't think I have time to do both. But let's head over to the castle, because I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing over the next few episodes. So I've mentioned that I want to come back over to this castle and work on some stuff, and I haven't really gone into specifics. Now, I don't want this to be like a long time thing. This is more, I want to come back here, I want to finish this project so that I can say, hey, this project, the island, and the shop, all three of those projects are done. I want to be able to say that this is done. Because, I mean, it's done, like it's built, but there's a lot more stuff that I'd like to do here. I think there's some other cool stuff that I can get mixed in, and I don't even think all of this is done. I don't know how many of you have seen this. Yeah, I don't think this one... Oh, that's right. That's what it is. The tops of these aren't done. Like they're not flushed out or anything. But basically what I want to do is I want to finish off the actual castle itself. First and foremost. And then over here in this kind of like blank space over here, as well as this area over here, I want to do a little town. Now, as far as scale goes, both of these buildings, while they are big, for a castle, this is pretty small. This is a very small castle. And because of that, I'd like to keep the buildings that surround it pretty small. I'm thinking 1 story, maybe 3 or 4 blocks tall, 5 at the max per building. So basically, all the buildings will be about the height of this wall here. And I don't want to go too terribly far out because, again, small castle, small coliseum. So there's not going to be a ton of people in this town, right? So basically where the area is cleared is probably as much as we're going to do. I need to go through and terraform all of this terrain, kind of smooth it all out, figure out where I want the roads to go. Additionally, Austin is working on the Golden Road, which is going to come back down through here somewhere. We don't know exactly where it's going to line up, but I think it'd be kind of cool if it came through here behind the Coliseum, wound through the like outskirts of this part of the town, and then met up here with our bridges leading into spawn. I think that would be pretty cool. Or the back of there, but I think it's harder to connect that to spawn because that would just connect it to this entrance here. But what I want to do is I'm going to go through and, like I said, terraform all of this. I'm going to add in some paths and stuff and kind of get working on trying to figure out how the layout of this area is going to go. And then once I'm done with that, I will bring you guys back in and we'll talk a little bit about kind of what the rest of the plan is. All right, so it has been about 2 days since the last clip that you would have seen. So I came over here, and as I mentioned, I was going to kind of do some terrain work and lay out where the roads and stuff were. I haven't laid the roads and stuff out yet, but I want to show you guys all of this. So I have gotten the kind of terraces that I was talking about in place. So our buildings will kind of sit here along this line, here along this line, and then we'll have some up here as well. And this is so that I think this is a much better way to kind of explain this because now you can actually see what I'm talking about. You'll be able to see basically all the buildings kind of going back and up the hill as it goes, rather than, since they're all only going to be 1 story, in other words, it would be like totally flat all the way through here and you wouldn't really see much, but this way you'll actually be able to see it going up, which I think is pretty cool. Over here, I've done a similar thing, but not quite as extreme. I just kind of added in some terrain. I changed everything to dirt. This is the opposite of dirt. I changed everything to sand as well to kind of match the Coliseum area and stuff. A couple of changes that have to be made to the castle. So first of all, this wall here now is level with the terrain, which doesn't make much sense. So I'm going to have to extend that one up. I think I'm going to extend it up to match this. So we'll just have a walkway that goes across like that. And then back here, I'm going to redo this building, I think. I really like the interior, but the walls are just so plain and the roof's boring. So I think we're going to, for the most part, tear this out and redo it. Because I also want a wall to go all the way along here. So you can see this is pretty flat. This is how high I extended all this. This is solid dirt, by the way. It took a lot. I think I've used all the dirt on like basically the server that we had in chests. So yeah, we're gonna need some more of that. There's actually a piece missing here. It's gonna bother me if I don't fix it, so just a moment. But basically that wall is gonna come all the way down this way to about here. And then right here in this kind of open area, we're going to have a tower up here. It goes up like that. Not quite that size or that size, but something in the middle, something around that height there, that's stacked up over here. And then the wall will run down this way, I think, kind of behind this and along. And then it'll jump the river here. And then there will be a stretch of land and there will be an entrance gate here. I think I might do another entrance gate over here, but I'm not sure. I know I definitely want one over there, though, for the Gold Road to meet up. And then, yeah, just the rest of this is going to be paths and little buildings and stuff. I think that's the only change I have to make to that, is I just want to have a different building there so that this wall connects better and stuff. I may add a roof to that, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to think about it. I'm not going to put it on the priority list, but if... I think Endermen are taking these blocks, and it's really, really annoying. I'll fix it later. I'm not going to put it on the priority list, but it is something that I'm going to keep in mind in case I want to do that. But I think this area is looking pretty good as far as the terrain goes. I'm not going to mess with the river too much. I did clean up the, banks, though, that go down the side. Those are a bit, I guess smoother would be the correct word. They're a bit more kind of in line with one another. So I think that looks pretty good. But that took quite a while, so I haven't actually gotten anything done over at the harbor. So I'm going to go work on that and try to get that building done. That is probably all we're going to have time for today, is me finishing up that building and showing you guys that. But I wanted to bring you guys in, show you guys all the progress we made here. I may lay out the paths and stuff, but we probably won't head back over here this episode. So I will see you guys in just a little bit when I have finished up that building at the shop. Alright, so we are back over at the shop over here, and I've got quite a bit of work done. The building is not quite done yet, but as you can see, it is nearing that way. So I added this top area up here. I haven't done too much to the actual building outside, but as you can see, this whole area over here is done. I just have to add in the building off to this side. Which should be pretty quick. I'm not going to do a huge thing. But most of what I've done is on the inside here, so check this out. The interior is mostly furnished. The only thing I want to do still is add a staircase on this back wall somehow. Just a way to get up and down. I may just do a ladder, actually. I'm not sure. And like some sort of kind of checkout counter sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think this is really cool. So I've got some trapdoors and stuff that I'm using to kind of, quote-unquote, hang these clothing things off of the clothing racks that I've set up. I've just done a bunch of different colored armors in here. I've got some carpets on the floor. Glass is here in the middle. I'm doing diamonds at the shop for all the stuff in here. It's going to cost actual diamonds, but it's all pretty cheap for the most part. Seeing as we have, I think everyone on the server pretty much has quite a few diamonds. But now all of the items are moved into here. I even got all of our crap from out here and got it all put away in here. So the only things we have left to do are the checkout counter, like I said, this extra building up here, and then I think I'm going to do like a couple little tables out here or something, or maybe just one little table right here. I saw a really cool design on maybe Reddit? I don't know. I was looking at some stuff earlier and I saw a really cool design for a table that I want to throw out here, and I think it'll be pretty neat. I may eventually add in some other stuff here, but I think that's going to do it for now, because I don't think it needs to be too crazy. I think with that table, that building, and that, it'll be pretty filled up, and as much as we need to do. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I've got the dyes over here as well. I don't think I mentioned that. That's all along this side. These will get moved, and I'm going to put something else here, but I'm not sure what yet. But yeah, so this project is almost done, but that is unfortunately all that I have time to work on it today. This episode's pretty much finished up, but I'm going to send you guys over to the island real quick. I recorded a clip there earlier of me making a small change to the gold farm, but then that is going to do it for this episode. Okay, so last thing that we're going to do today is I wanted to show you guys a little change I've made to the gold farm over here. So I've been trying to figure out a way to collect rotten flesh in a way that it's not all being destroyed. Basically, what I wanted to try and do is get this chest to fill up first and then destroy the rest of the items. Unfortunately, if we take a look back here, due to the size of the space we have back here, I thought of a couple ways I could do it, but there's not any way that I can think to do it without having to like lower stuff or mess stuff up back here, and I didn't want to have to redo the whole storage system. So what I've opted to do instead is if we go down here, I figured this out a little bit ago, and I'm pretty happy with this because this is like the simplest possible answer, I think, and it doesn't require me to edit anything else about the build. But basically, these hopper minecarts pick up items faster than normal hoppers do, which means they're actually fast enough to pick up the items before the lava will destroy them, which means this will be picking up the things before they're actually destroyed. They'll be going into here, and they'll fill up this. Now, due to how many items are going into the lava, it's actually going to fill this minecart faster than this hopper can, like, get it out, basically. But that's fine, because basically what will happen is when this minecart fills up, it won't pick up any more zombie flesh, so the rest will just start getting destroyed. And that way the system doesn't back up, and we have a pretty steady flow of zombie flesh into this. And then, of course, when this whole chest fills up, obviously, the whole system will stop down here, and everything will just get destroyed in the lava. But basically, the way that I did this is actually super simple. I'm going to show you guys real quick, just in case you want to do it yourselves. I've just put a chest in the middle, and you could technically do this so that these each went to different chests, and you could have a lot more. I figure we don't... The farm gets zombie flesh so quick that you're going to fill up these 4 chests very, very fast, and I don't really think we necessarily need more than that. But I can always alter it later if we need a little more space. But then all you got to do is throw in the minecarts. You don't have to put glass on every side, but you or really at all. But I've put it here just to prevent the minecarts from getting pushed out should anyone somehow bump it. Now, as you can see here, I've actually put this entire thing 1 block too far to the inside of the farm. All right, I have fixed that error and moved this guy over to the edge. Once you've done that, you can remove those blocks, add in the glass in the front so that it doesn't somehow get bumped off, and that is it. Literally, that is all you have to do. This is just 1 block below the actual lava there, and you should be able to access this from down here. The only one that's kind of out of the way is this one, but you can just walk around here to get to it. And obviously, if you wanted like a huge amount of zombie flesh, you could. As a matter of fact, you could really just stop the farm from destroying it. The only reason I want it destroyed is because you get zombie flesh so quick with this farm that I fear it would back up the whole system with someone like AFKing once, because people aren't going to be clearing out the zombie flesh quick enough. So I've just set up this kind of extra system down here, but you really don't necessarily. Had I known we were going to need zombie flesh, I would have initially designed the farm around that and kind of changed the way that we set the whole thing up, probably. But I didn't foresee that as ever being something we would need. Which, I mean, I feel like is understandable. Why would we need large amounts of zombie flesh? It's essentially useless, but I've also never really done the zombie villager trading very much before, so there was never really an opportunity for me to mess around with needing large amounts of zombie flesh. But now that we have it, and now that we have this set up so that we can get a ton, we're gonna have like basically infinite emeralds. I mean, we essentially already have infinite emeralds, but now we have a much easier access to them than we previously did. So, and it's super simple. It's like, as you can see here, I just set up 2 more of these chambers in like 20 seconds there. So it's not too bad. But that is going to do it for this episode. That is all that we have time for today. Perfect amount of glass. Love it. And it looks so clean too. Awesome. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope that you have all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next one. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, he's stuck. Bye-bye.